Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming today for this early morning webinar. I'm Cheryl Vargas, and let me do some technical things first to make sure that you can see what you need to see, and then we'll get started, okay? Oops. Here. All right. Well, again, as I said, thank you so much for coming today. Thanks to the Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection for inviting me today as a business owner and president of the National Association of Women Business Owners, the Chicago chapter. Geraldine and Stella, thank you so much for supporting me today with the tech. Stella will take your questions. You can ask them by raising your hands or putting them in the chat. And yes, as I said, I'm Cheryl Vargas. I'm the owner of Art Studio 928, and we're located in LaGrange, Illinois. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about NAWBO first. NAWBO is an organization that supports women-owned businesses through continuing education, networking, and advocacy opportunities. So my company, Studio 928, brings art to corporate workspaces through leadership development and team building events where employees and their leadership can create beautiful works of art using our art boxes and our line of acrylic paint and brushes. So we provide these services both virtually and in person. And yeah, that's what we do. So thanks for joining Elephants Can Be Blue. I'm always curious when people register for this program, what their expectations are because of the title of the program. It's pretty out there. So go ahead and put in the chat what you expected to accomplish today or see today, and then I'll tell you what you can expect. So what I'm planning today, oh, I also wanted to mention, make sure you've got your beverages, your coffee or your water, something to keep you hydrated as we go through this program because it is an interactive opportunity for you. So what I'm planning today is a few ways to share with you a few ways that I problem solve and innovate with my micro business. And by micro business, I mean a business as defined by the SBA as a company with 9 or less employees. So today, in the short time we have here, my goal is to share some art, walk you through a short meditation. Don't get scared. It's only going to be a minute. Draw some things with you and encourage you to think outside of the box, outside of your comfort zone, and experiment with some new ideas for your business. So why this title? It's simple. The story, I teach art classes. I walk the room to make sure and see how everybody is doing. And I came across a woman named Lisa who was painting, and she was doing an incredible job. And I thought, oh my goodness, she surely has had some art experience and does this regularly. But that was not the case. I started talking to her, and she said she hadn't created anything since the 2nd grade. And that she was only at this event because of a friend of hers who wanted to paint. So I talked to her a little bit more, and I found out that in elementary school, she was coloring one day, and her teacher came by and said, Lisa, elephants can't be blue. Elephants are gray. And she said from that point on, she just was not interested in art. That simple comment stopped her in her tracks and basically stunted her creativity. So basically she never wanted to create again. And that's where the title Elephants Can Be Blue came from. They can be whatever color you like. And I remember this story because my entire life I was told the story that artists starve, that they're crazy, that they cut off their ears. Don't ever go to school to become an artist because you'll never make any money. So I didn't. So I took a totally separate career path. And then in 2014, I went back to school to get my art degree under the safe confines of a BFA in graphic arts, because apparently graphic arts make money, but not real artists, right? So whoever started this negativity, I'll never know, but I'm sure some of you have some similar stories of how these kinds of things happen to you, that you heard these kind of things. So feel free in the chat, tell us your first art memory. I'd be really interested in that. I like to save the chats afterwards so I can see what first memories look like to people. And then also if you had anyone like squash your creativity, like in the story that I told you. So today I encourage you to allow yourself to be creative, to break down some of those past barriers that might restrict your creative thinking today. And as I said, I'll share some art with you. We'll draw a little. So grab a marker, pen, whatever you have handy, and just a blank piece of paper. And then we're going to do that further along in the presentation. Okay, so before we get started, I wanted to tell you a little bit about how, despite all of the negative things that I heard, how my art career started. And I guess I wanted to be an artist my whole life. From the time I saw a little kid sitting next to me in first grade draw Donald Duck. And I remember his name, it was James Flowers. And I thought that art was a magical skill, a magical gift, something that was unattainable, something that the gods blessed you with. And what I found out, of course, is that all it takes is the desire to be creative and the practice and actually the doing of the art. And then there was Bob Ross. He made me feel like I could paint anything. So for years I painted and I crafted and I built things as an adult, but I didn't consider myself an artist until 2014 when I went back to school to do the safe graphic artist thing. My art teacher leaned over to me and said, "Cheryl, you're an artist." So from that point on, it was on. I went to a self-employment for the arts conference and I saw the idea of a paint and sip pitched. And I thought, wine and art, that's my gig. That's the career for me. So I began hosting events in and around Oak Park, Illinois. So my Oak Park people can shout out at me. I realized that hosting my events at different locations gave me no control. So I decided it was time to get my own space. So in February 14th, as a matter of fact, I moved into an art studio in Oak Park. The following month, we had a week of free events for couples and seniors and just everyone in the neighborhood to know who we are and come and experience the wonderful space we had. And yeah, so our grand opening was March 14th. And then, of course, a few weeks later, our doors closed. So people often ask me how I was able to pivot so quickly from in-person events to virtual. And well, part of the thing, of course, is technology. You know, having the technology available to you to have the multiple camera management software so that people weren't looking at the back of my head when I was painting. And then also, the multiple camera angles allowed me to paint with companies like McDonald's and Netflix and the Gates Foundation. But a business plan, of course, was the next thing that helped me pivot quickly because I had planned for multiple streams of income, and one of those income streams was art boxes to go. So boxes for shipping, check, we had those. So, but personally, I think because I'm creating all the time, I'm always painting or creating art for my clients, I believe that the catalyst for my ability to be able to pivot it so quickly was because I was creating. Experiencing art, and in particular, creating improves your ability to problem solve, to empathize, and also be in the now and be in a state of flow where you lose track of time because of the thing that you're creating. It puts you in a place of discovery, connects you to other people when you're painting together. And then it can also be quite a sensual experience with using the paint and watching the flow and the colors on the surface. So that puts you one-on-one with the creative muse within yourself. So more than anything, though, I think that art reduces stress and helps you to release the happy endorphins in your body, which make people happy. So we know scientifically that happiness has a huge impact on people, and particularly in productivity. So I want to say that happy people are more productive. How much more productive? Take a guess. Is it 10%, 50%, 30%, or 20%? Go ahead and put your guesses in the chat. Yeah, can you imagine what it would be like to have employees that were 30% more productive? Yeah, so it's 30%. The answer is 30%. So I don't know what that would look like to you, but I know that I like to work with people who are happy because they're full of ideas. They help you innovate, right? So that's one of our value propositions, is that when people, we recommend that you have your idea session after you paint with us, because at that point, that's where you're at your highest point of creativity. We're actually working with a company called MH3. I would love it if they're online right now, but uh, we're working with them to record that data, because there isn't a lot of scientific evidence out there about how art impacts you, your creativity, and even your business. When I think of that woman that was in my class and hadn't painted in years, and having rediscovered her love for art in my art class like 40 years later, it it makes me think that well, it's proven that the innate desire to create never dies. I mean, if you have something creative in your life in the past, it's nagging at you. It might be sitting in the shelf somewhere. It might be in the garage, and you walk past it and you keep going, oh, I got to do that. I got to do that. Well, there's a reason for that, because at the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, in this triangle that you see here, right at the top, is creativity and the ability for self-actualization. So at a very young age, you become immediately connected to the idea of art. But what happens right away, that's the first thing they take away from you is art. They take away that tempera paint, all that clay that used to smell so good, all that stuff is taken away because it's too much fun. It's too frivolous. It's too joyous of an activity. That, along with another favorite activity, recess. Who else had recess was their favorite class, right? Now we have to pay personal trainers and gym memberships to compensate for our early love and loss of physical activity. So I've got one more story for you about a resilient artist that I discovered through some classes and through my own exploration. Her name is Lois Maylou Jones. And I want to share with you how she problem solved her way into art history. So she's a Harlem Renaissance artist, an African-American who grew up in Martha's Vineyard. She was a prodigy, a child prodigy. At 14, she attended night classes at Boston School of Arts. And by 17, she was creating textile designs for major design studios and winning art scholarships. She realized early that because her work was mainly textiles, her name would never be associated with her designs, particularly being an African American at that time, despite the fact that she could be seen every day in everyday products across the US. But that's what she wanted. She wanted recognition, so she started painting. She would take her art to the art galleries, but of course they would turn her away because the time she lived in, a woman, African American, it was not going to happen. So she got creative. She got creative. I mean, she decided that there was going to be a way for her to get her work into art studios. So what she did was she took all of the art that she created, she enclosed a letter, she packed it, and she shipped it to the gallery. Yes, that's taken a big chance, but they loved her work. And immediately she was able to have an exhibition. I think that because of her being an artist, she was able to use her creativity to problem solve the situation. And she did. And so today we see her work all over the United States. These are some works of Lois Mailou Jones. She's had her work in the White House. She still has art at the Smithsonian Museum, and she became an outstanding mentor and a strong advocate for African American art and an esteemed professor at Howard University. So here we are now. We've gotten to this point. I'm going to actually hopefully give you some time to do some meditation today. 1 minute. It's all we're going to do. And this exercise is going to lead us into our actual art exercise. But first, this is how I get creative. In fact, this morning, like every morning, it's 15 minutes in order for me to calm my mind, release any sort of judgment I might have about my art, and just relax. So I invite you to just kind of drop your arms by your side and close your eyes and take some deep breaths. I will set a timer so you won't have to think about the actual meditation process. I usually do this with an app called Simple Habit, or I use a videotape by Abraham Hicks. But there isn't a time that I do this meditation where I don't come up with something new. So I invite you to think of something calming, something joyful, something that gives you happiness, that makes you smile. Maybe it's the last time you saw a little child. Uh, Maybe it's an ice cream cone you enjoyed. Maybe it was just spending some good, happy time with someone you love. So we're going to start now and take some deep breaths in and out. Maybe it's a field of green grass and flowers. Or maybe it's just the clear blue sky with white fluffy clouds. And just enjoy, relax, release, and let go. Okay. Believe it or not, there's our minute. Always goes by really fast. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is actually do some drawing now. Yay! All right, and the point of this all is that we're going to ultimately get to a point where we're going to use our creative muscles to innovate and problem solve with someone in the audience. So I want you to already be thinking about the possibility of doing some research on a business competitor. So before we do that, we're going to do this drawing exercise, and I'm going to share, or I'm going to turn off the share screen. Here we go. And then, okay, let me move this out of the way. Okay. And then we're going to switch to this view and keep me over there in the corner. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw an elephant. Of course, we're going to draw an elephant. We've been talking about elephants today, right? So I'm going to leave this on the screen so you can see how this goes. But basically, the first step we're going to take is we're just going to make a letter C. Here, I'll put it right here. Okay. So I got my marker. I'm going to use this marker. You can use a pen or a pen, whatever is comfortable for you. And we're just going to make a backwards letter C, like that. Okay. The way your elephant looks and how he manifests is all your business. It's not anybody else's business. Nobody is judging you. Just have fun with it. So now we're going to make like another backwards long C, and that is his trunk. Give it a little curve. Take your time with it. Our next step is going to be the bottom of his little trunk. Let's make it kind of round. And then I'm going to take this line and move it out like so. Now I'm going to take another line from the bottom of his trunk and make a round circle. That's going to be his little underneath belly. And if your elephant is skinny, it's okay. It's okay. Now we're going to make another line down like so for his little square legs. Oh, let me come back and screen. I'm all off on the side here. And I'm going to bring that over like that. We're going to take another parallel line, make it about the same height. Okay. Now we're going to make a little fat stomach, nice and round. Now we're going to make that other leg. It's going to be a straight line, same length as the previous one. Then we're going to round out the bottom of that leg like so. Okay. Now we're going to keep track of this line here because we're going to connect it to the top of the ear. So I want you to think about how are you going to make a round shape to connect. So like practice draw that line in your eye, in your mind's eye. So we're just gonna, oh, I'm sorry, missed this step here, sorry. So that's the parallel leg, sorry. And now we're gonna connect around to the top of the ear. He's a nice fat elephant. And this is all for you, okay? So don't judge it. I'm sure if this is the first time you created an elephant, here's your little tail. It's not going to be perfect, but how you do it is by doing it over and over and over again. And that's using the creative side of your brain. And it's the same thing you do when you innovate within your business. You're thinking about every day, how can you be better? How can you be better than your competition? How can you stand out while keeping your own values and mission in place? All right, so let's do another one. If you didn't like the elephant, there'll be some other ones here. Let's try this. Now, here's another set of drawings. Now, the other thing is that I'm going to give you our Studio 928 doodle guide to take with you today. So don't leave before I offer that out to you. And your elephant is yellow. I'm seeing that, Cheryl. This is so awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so just enjoy this. Enjoy this moment. Let's give you some more now. We're going to do panda bear. I know everybody loves panda bears. So we can do a circle if that's more comfortable for you, but this is kind of an oval. So let's just start with like a round top like that. And then we're going to kind of make it oval. It's kind of a weird oval. I might even redraw that. Hold on. I'm going to, and it's okay to make a mistake and start over. Plenty of paper, plenty of markers. I'm just going to make a circle. I like the circle better. That's better, right? And then you can improvise later. I'm going to put a little ear right there and a little ear right here. Okay, so our next step is some panda eyes. So how do we do panda eyes? So as you can see, if I can zoom in a little bit, you can see that the little panda eyes are just little black circles with white in the middle. Okay, so we're going to start with the white in the middle. Okay, we're going to start with the white in the middle, the white in the middle. Then we're going to go around the white, only on the top. Go around the white, only on the top. My panda bear looks a little drunk. Here, let me move him over here. There you go. All right. You see that better? Okay, sorry about that. All right, and then we get a little dot for eye. Here, let me pay attention to what I'm doing. Sometimes I get so into the art itself, I forget. So thank you for reminding me. All right, I'm gonna move this down. Okay. And then I can take this off too. I think y'all know who I am by now, so we don't need that anymore, right? Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put a little nose, and then a little dot for a mouth. Then our little arms are just two little circles, one on that side and one on this side. And our body is just a straight line. Oh, he's so cute. And then we're just gonna make like the letter U, 2-letter U's. And that's all drawing is creating shapes that mimic things that we see in real life, right? All right, let's go on real quick to an octopus. Let's do the octopus. This is just the upside down U, right? And we have this trivia question that we use during shows. It's how many brains does an octopus have? And I think it's something like they have 3 brains and 8 hearts or something crazy like that. They're very weird character in the scheme of things in nature, right? And they change colors. They can change colors instantly based on their environment. It's just so bizarre watching. I truly believe they're from outer space. So you guys talk to me about that later. I'm a big fan of Ancient Aliens. It's that creativity thing. All right, and then I am putting some speckles on the octopus, right? Because we want to give him some character. So I like to start with half circles on the top of the head because that just gives a sense of dimension. And then let's do one right there and some smaller ones. So varying size also adds to realism. And then let's put some little eyes, teeny tiny little eyes. That mine is a funny looking octopus. But he's my octopus, and that's the way I want you to think about it. Okay. And since octopi are weird, I'm just gonna put some antennas right there because why not? You gotta have some fun with it, right? All right, and then I'm gonna do one more. Let's go ahead and do this little cloud. And Stella, I mentioned to you earlier that my friend Stella is here making noise in the background. I just wanted you to know she's about to do her show. All right, so I'm gonna start on the bottom of the cloud like so. Straight line. Sorry. Straight line. You gave yours glasses. I love it. I love it. All right, and then all we're gonna do is we're gonna start making some little half circles. So there's one. Here's another half circle. It's got to be joined somewhere someday. However, and then we're gonna make this one a little bit bigger. Ooh, nice fat cloud. And then let's do some little mini ones here and here. And then I'm just gonna join them like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna put my sun over here because my octopus is in the way. And then you can just do this for your sunbeams. Ta-da. Get fancy. You can make some rain at the same time because it happens. The sun is shining and it's raining too. All right. So this is where I go. I'm just dying to see you guys and what you did. So I hope a lot of people used a marker so I can peek at you in the gallery. Is that possible, Stella, for me to see everybody?
Mm, I don't know. I've never done that.
You've never. Let me see. What do I have over here? So gallery,
Yeah, let me see.
it's not letting me.
Hold on.
Mm,
I think I could change the gallery view. Hold on.
okay. I love that. If you could do that. And I could do a screenshot of people having done this. Any luck? You're still working on it.
I'm still clicking all the buttons. Let's see.
She's clicking all the buttons.
I say,
Hang in there with us, you guys.
right.
Sunny Rain. This is fun. Yeah, look at that. I love that, Darlene. You said you didn't know you could draw. It's awesome. And guess what? So next month, I'm doing art breaks every Friday. The bell rings at noon.
There it is. Yep.
So keep that in mind. I'd love for you guys to follow me on LinkedIn because I'm about to go crazy
Oh,
in
that in.
2024. Oh, wow. This is something new. I saw that. That would be cool.
I don't know how to get the people in it.
Uh, I have an art, I am an art teacher.
Oh,
I
awesome.
teach that art is simple shapes, letters, and numbers. I have my own art school in the city, develop my own art program. I do this exercise with my students. Ah, awesome. Excellent. All right. Well, I don't think we're going to be able to get it,
No,
unfortunately,
sorry.
so I can
Love it.
see everybody. Hey, you know what, Stella? Just keep working on it. And then if you get it, then we'll be set, right?
Let me ask Google. Google always has all the answers. So while you keep going.
So in the meantime, I'm going to keep going so I don't get behind schedule. And then Stella's ringing the bell over here. That's how she lets me. She has to go out. Um. All right. So then I need to stop share for a second. And then I'm going back to this. Wait, no, that's not right. Sorry, guys. Hold on. It's technology over here giving me grief. Maybe you could take pictures and put them in the chat. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to share screen again. Okay, there we go. All right, so I think we were, okay, we're not in the right place. This is where we need to be. Okay, so now that we've done our creative exercise and we are ready to get in the flow. Oh, here, let me change this back to, okay. So now that we're at this place where, you know, we're relaxed, we feel good, the endorphins are pumping, now is the time to, let's get to work. So we're going to think about, I want everyone to think about their business and think about who are your top competitors, right? Who are your top competitors and where do they live? Are they on Yelp? Are they on Google reviews? Are they on, I forget what the other review, just take your competitor, your top competitor, and Google their reviews. Once you do that, you're going to go to their worst reviews. If you can't easily find your competitor, there are other ways you can think about this. You can, so let's do this for the next 5 minutes. It's 10:06 now, 10:11. You can think about things that you've heard from your own customers that might have uh, made you think in a different direction or may have been outright critical. And then we're going to take that thing and we're going to problem solve it. Okay. Let's see what else. Who else can I think of? If you can't find reviews, yeah, you can use a top customer complaint. And you can also just ask your customers, like maybe you can't complete this particular exercise today, but I will at least show you how to do it. And then once you get that bad thing, then we're going to do something that you probably heard of, and that's mind mapping. but we're going to do it visually on a piece of paper. And then we're going to create some solutions. How many people do we have here today? 121. We got 121 people here today to help you troubleshoot this issue. So I'm going to pick someone. If you want to be a volunteer, it'll be easier if you volunteered, and then that way I wouldn't be putting anyone on the spot necessarily. So let's see, I'm going to look and check. Are you open to share your email with us? Yes, ma'am, I am. And I will share that at the end of the show. Oh, here, I'm straining to see, and all I got to do is put my glasses on. Oh, gosh, it's been that kind of a morning. Yes. Oh, thank you. Stasia, thank you. Stasia, we've met in person. She's an amazing public relations woman. So check her out too. Yeah, I encourage you guys all to put your LinkedIn in the chat because we all need to connect. Maria, I see you. Hi, thank you for coming. So, okay, so if you've gotten your person, oh yeah, you guys still have 3 more minutes. But just to tell you how I use this exercise, one of the things I discovered from my competitors was that they moved through the instructions too fast. So another thing was students felt overcrowded. Art supplies were overused. Students had to draw images to paint. And fortunately for me, I went through this exercise like the moment I decided after the self-employment for the arts conference and coming back from Cuba and going to the art supply store and buying my stuff, I went to my competitor's show, one of their shows, and I saw these things happening in real time. And so I started out with being very patient with the people that I'm working with, checking in with them and asking them if they're okay. Is it, are you good? And of course, my studio, had enough room, and I was conscious of that. So all of these things, my dog is ringing the bell like crazy. You will have to excuse me for just 1 second. Sorry. Okay, I am so sorry about that. But my dog's name is Stella, and she doesn't bark, and she rings the bell when she has to go to the bathroom. So, and when she's got to go, she's got to go. Okay, let's see. Okay, so, and I found this not only by experiencing it myself, but also by reading the Yelp reviews, things that were bothering people when they experience this. So you can listen to your customers, read your own reviews, all to this exercise. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and we got 1 more minute for you guys to come through with your top competitor and someone volunteer for us to pick a problem and mind map it. That's what we're looking for here. So I'm going to stop the share and go to the desk. And ooh, I'm getting good at this. Okay. I normally have a producer with me because normally you're only seeing 2 cameras. Normally we have 4 cameras going. And so someone has to be playing Mr. Wizard because yeah, I need the focus. So this is what your mind map is going to look like today. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And guess what goes in the center is your problem. Do I have any volunteers? Hosts and panelists? I'm not seeing everyone's, am I seeing everyone's chat? You guys still with me?
Looks
Oh,
like you have a volunteer. You have several coming in.
oh, I do. Okay, cool. I was like, did everybody leave? And I just didn't notice. Oh. Do you need to obtain your business license? Please click the link below. Okay, so Stasia is volunteering. Okay, then let's go with it. Maybe we can do more than one. Can you tell us what your problem is? Can you just verbally come on and share out loud? And then I'll get started. Stella, can you unmute her? Or does she have that control?
Did she raise her hand? Let me see. I see someone has a hand raised.
Yeah,
Okay. Who is it, Stacy?
I think it's Stasia.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Tress is there too. Hi.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so we're starting with the problem.
Yeah, we're gonna put the problem, just one problem, and then we're gonna, the team, all these creative people around us, including yourself, we're gonna come up with some possible solutions to this problem.
Okay, and then the problem is, this is not the client's problem. This is the problem that I mapped out when we were looking at competitors, correct?
Right, you looked at your competitors, you saw what people were complaining about, and you picked a problem that they have,
Yes.
that potentially you could have too, or you could build on.
Okay, got it. So as you mentioned, I am a PR strategist. So one of the things that I do is I get my clients booked on television. And one of the problems that my competitors have is that they make promises that they can't fulfill because they don't necessarily have those contacts in the television arena.
Okay, so if you got real specific about that problem, what would that statement sound like?
It would sound like not getting results.
A little bit more specific.
Um,
Like, would it be like if I said, hey, I want to get on WGN by February 1st, speaking to Oprah or something like that. And you said, yes, you could do it. So it would be not delivering what they promised?
that is correct, yes.
Okay. Uh, okay. So people, you've seen that people are over promising results. I like it. Okay. Over
Yeah.
promising results. So what's one thing that you would say, or that Stasia could say to her customers via her promotional uh, collateral or her website that would address this issue that her competitors' customers deal with over and over again? What's something that she could say?
Um,
How about talking about your level of experience?
yes. Yes, because I have 35 years in television. So yes, definitely my experience, testimonials and case studies from clients that I've worked with.
Okay, hold on, I'm writing it down. So
Oh, okay. Let me slow down.
Okay, all right, hold on, let me bring this down. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit because it's a little tight for all this. Okay, there we go. All right. Anyone else have any suggestions for Stasia? Yeah. Yeah, so I love that. Terry just said, is the question of what was promised clear enough to get to the right answer? So drill down to something specific, something more specific. Provide the numbers and some of the results. Okay. Oh, numbers and results. I like that. So X number of clients, X number of appearances, or I don't know the lingo.
It looks like Stacy muted, Cheryl. Maybe she had to walk away.
Oh, Stasia, you're muted.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I had to mute for a second. Dogs were barking like crazy.
Terry came on with target population, but I'm trying to feel where she's going with that. Does that make sense to you?
When you're saying target of what did she say?
Yeah,
Target.
Terry, you want to come on and say? Can we unmute Terry?
Tell Terry to raise her.
Yeah, raise your hand, Terry.
Okay. Go ahead, Terry. Okay, Terry. You are unmuted.
Terry, go for it. Darlene Pierre said something about, oh, where did it go? She said, have goods and services ready for distribution to potential clients prior to the event. I'm not following that. Know your target audience, maybe allow your potential client to meet and speak with past clients to share experiences. Okay, it sounds like that might be like a video testimonial, maybe allow. Yeah, I think that would be good. And then, because that's proof. You're showing that person live on the show or talking about the article and showing the publication, the name of the publication, allow your potential client to meet. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Good, 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 good. So yeah, so we could go, let's say maybe allow your, oh, okay, that's the same thing. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Not delivering results. And then Terry mentioning not being specific. So that's something that I challenge you with, Stasia, because it's your business and public relations is so specialized. Like, I wish I was good at it. But, it's like you drill down a little bit more, get super specific about what it is, which problem you can solve. Like, is it getting on a radio program, whatever it is, and I see arms or hands up for Terry and Darlene to get unmuted. Terry, she's
You know what I think it is? They need to probably log back out and log in if they didn't select computer audio when they log in. They're unmuted.
Oh, okay.
Hello, yes, this is Darlene.
Hey,
Okay.
Darlene.
Hi. Yeah,
Hi.
I was just looking at that primary problem, not delivering what's promised, and then I thought of goods and services. If you have an event and you're saying what products you have to offer those individuals that attend your event. If you don't have those lined up prior to the event, then once you start having those orders come in or whatever the services that they want, then that's going to disappoint your clients or new clients.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I do understand what she's saying.
Okay. So do you want me to write that down? Repeat that again for me.
Just basically having the services ready that you're
having
offering to
services
your
ready.
new clients. They're not waiting for you to come up with those items to get that service out to them or that good product out to them.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you. And Terry, were you able to say what you wanted to say as well, or are you good now? All right. Not yet. Okay. All right. Well, see, now you see the pattern. You see the pattern. And you can do this by yourself, but it's also always nice when you can do it with someone else or your team, because a lot of times we get stuck in our own thing because we're the entrepreneurs. We have to think of everything uh, that is concerning the situation. It's always better to have an outside uh, perspective. So, okay, I'm going to share a screen again, I think. Yeah, I got to share a screen. Boy, I'm really getting the hang of this. All right. And here it is. This is that final screen. And I need to take this off. Oh, okay. I know what I need over there. Yay. All right. So, yeah. So I hope this helped you a little bit. I know it's hard to get deep uh, in a business that is specialized like public relations, but you can use this for, anything that, especially for products and services and that kind of thing. So I hope that I encouraged you to embrace the idea of creativity today. I just want to tell you this one last thing, and then I will let you go. I was recently at an Ann Taylor in Wisconsin, and the customer service was like old school, amazing. I saw a salesperson saw me gathering things to try on and asked my name and offered to reserve a dressing room for me. And I'm like, okay. So I go to the dressing room and I walk in there and my name is written on the dressing room on a little tiny little chalk plate like this. And she literally like walked me in, put my dresses in there and, stayed close by. I was so amazed. This is so like basic, like it's an old school thing. In the old days we used to have those kinds of services, but they completely went away with all the fast fashion that we have today. So I mean, this woman staying there and making sure that I had every size I needed, that I didn't have to run out over again, clearly made me spend more money than I planned to spend. So the moral of that story is like, that is something that is so basic and so vividly addresses basic human needs. And I'm sure it didn't cost them anything extra because the salespeople are there anyway. They could have gone to a dollar store to get that little plate to stick on the dressing room door. And you can do these same sort of small things in your business if you give yourself the time and the permission to be innovative. So I invite you to embrace your big blue elephant. Take your drawings, post them, share them. I have a post on LinkedIn right now. So if you're following me, there's my link. I can put it in the chat as well. Or maybe Stella could do that for me. And then you can share all your drawings on the post. And that would be fabulous for me. I love to see that. And then if you're interested in NAWBO as the president, I invite you to come and join us. We're doing some wonderful events with is it okay if I mention this, Stella? So I'll wait for her
Yes.
answer first.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, great. So March 7th, we're having International Women Business networking event in the Chicago area, 1545 Northwestern, and it's going to be educational, networking, a little cocktails, a little fun, mingling and meeting other like-minded business owners. And then, April 25th is our national conference, educational conference at Hilton Oak Brook. And I just invite you to connect with other entrepreneurs in general. Don't be by yourself. Come out and connect with others and get their ideas and their perspectives and learn about their businesses and support each other. And then that's it. And then I have a link to the download. I'm gonna put that in the chat because I don't think I gave that to Stella. But you can I don't ask for your email. Just go to this link and you can download my doodle guide and you can doodle some more. Doodling is good for you. You'll find that out in the guide, and it is, great. It helps you retain better when you're taking notes and listening to a presentation. So go for it. What day? Yeah, can we open it up to questions? I think we have a few more minutes.
Yes, you have time.
Okay, because I see some in the chat. What day? Imani, when you say what day, what are you referring to? Because I can't tell. And you're welcome. I always enjoy doing this because I love giving people the opportunity to experience something they probably, have totally neglected. Go dig that thing out of the closet and use it in paint or draw or do something like that gives you joy. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I was wondering how we could get our credit for the entrepreneur program. Okay, that would be Stella. What day is the networking event for NAWBO? That was the International Women's Event is March 7th. March 7th, 6 to 9 p.m. Like I said, cocktails. We're gonna talk about the theme is women behind the mask, and where everybody can wear a mask. So it's a masquerade ball, easy style. Just wear your mask, or we are providing them as well. So it'll be an awesome opportunity to network. Also, I think our guests are going to be the British consulate. They're going to be in town from March 6th through the 8th. And I think they're spending some time with us as well. So it's going to be a wonderful opportunity, you guys. So, oh, thank you so much. And I am downloading this chat. Please connect with me so you can actually experience the art breaks that we're going to be starting in February. And, just a chance for you to come online and draw for a minute with me. Do a little minute meditation, and then, have a great day after that. All right. Stella, did you want to come on and say anything else? I will stop sharing screen.
I would like to thank Cheryl for her presentation today, and thank you guys for taking the time out on a Friday to participate in this webinar. To learn more about our upcoming webinars, please visit chicago.gov/business education. Again, that's chicago.gov/business education. If you are a part of the BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program or would like to learn more about this program, please visit chicago.gov/BACP certificate. Again, that's chicago.gov/BACP certificate. This webinar will be available on YouTube, on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Chicago BACP. Again, thank you to Ms. Cheryl for today's presentation. I hope everyone have a great weekend.